Welcome back to Contact Talk Radio. My name is Cameron Steele.
I'm Lucia Minetti Steele.
And on the phone, of course, we have Alex Gray. And we left off, wanted to give the phone numbers out to listeners to get 2 tickets to see Alex Gray April 26th. Just give us a call, 1-877-649-1112 or 425-373-5527. Alex, we left off, and I asked you about your black and white pictures, but I'd like to get to an email that we had received. And this is from Rogdog. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. His name is Rogdog Roger. Alex, he says, do you feel that there may be some kind of spiritual danger in encountering entities, particularly DMT-accessed ones? Now, DMT, we'll have to ask you about that for our listeners' sake. Do you feel it is advisable to give in to some of these wrathful ones, let them destroy you, or fight them off using awareness and intention?
Well, that's a very deep and tricky question.
Yeah.
First of all, DMT is short for dimethyltryptamine, and it's one of the most potent hallucinogens known to humanity. It is a psychedelic drug. The unusual thing about DMT is that it's also a naturally occurring neurotransmitter. It's part of everyone's nervous system. So, although it is a Schedule I controlled substance, it's also something that we all have in our brains naturally. So, that's an unusual thing.
That's very unusual. I'd like to know more about that, actually, but I don't think we have time tonight. We can explore that again at another date.
Exactly. Well, so the encounter then with what you do with this drug, you can make it psychoactive in a couple different ways, but most often it's smoked. And when you do that, you break through very rapidly within 30 seconds to, say, a peak of an LSD experience. And so alternative realities come up very fast. And for some people, most people, it's a bit of an ontological shock. And sometimes some of the things that one sees in those realms are beings. And sometimes they're quite beautiful and lovely. And they seem to be beneficent and bestowing gifts of love and things like that. And sometimes those beings appear wrathful and perhaps demonic and things like that. Now, we could just say these are the antipodes of the human imagination. Basically, you've got your heaven and your hell.
Yeah.
And so, for me, they're representatives of our inner nature. We all have these forces, and we can recognize that they are forces that are operative in the world as well. And I think that in the altered states, that it's best to be in witness mode and not to sort of sell your soul to some demon or something that you encounter in that situation. You're encountering your own inner domains, and if there's a struggle, or perhaps you should look deeply into this demon that's manifesting, or this wrathful being, and basically see it as a form of a teaching. And this is one of the admonitions of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is when the wrathful forms come up to us, as to view them as reflections of our own nature, and to regard them as teachers. And so this is a way of somewhat disarming our alarm and fear in response to them. And although it's not that easy to remain so calm and steady when you're in these altered states. So
I would think not. However, we come up to those demons in a non-altered state as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, we're encountering our own demons,
and denial runs deep too. So.
There you go.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Rog Dog.
It's a very good question, and I think that it's something that one answers within each encounter.
Yeah, and I do agree with you that ultimately, whatever is in our mind is what we're going to create in those altered states.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems to me that we should keep our minds clear if we choose to move into that altered state, although meditation does that for me personally, but...
Absolutely. That's the royal road.
Yeah, teach their own. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to embrace.
Embrace.